Guys, what is the most awkward thing a girl has ever said to you? So would you but thinking about me? I was 16 and this was the first time I'd met her. Didn't want to be rude. So I said don't know but I wouldn't. Editorial. Well, my inbox blew up and I'm not sure how to react to such negative reaction of one of my other replies in this comment chain. But Merry Christmas everyone. Should have said. I tried to. I've had a girl give me permission to but while thinking of her. I didn't ask. Nor need f-king permission. She told me she was a virgin. Nothing weird yet. Told me she masturbated. All normal. Whipped out a 14 purple DLDO that was big around as a peanut butter jar. I was impressed. Honestly. She dumped me later because I refused to get her pregnant after 3 weeks of dating. Bro, how could you be so selfish? Is it an yet? Girl. You have a small organ. Bye. No one told me I'd be playing the Sistine Chapel. You're pretty alright for a black guy, it never gets old. Hey man. Don't let it get to you. Cause you're pretty alright for a black guy. At least they say black guy. I remember one of my buddy's dad saying to our friend, hey John. You're a pretty good guy for an R. Must be that your daddy is white so you only got half it. Christ, that was awful. John wasn't the smartest guy but to this day he has my favorite retort of all time. Well MR. Fake last name. You're pretty alright for a redneck. Must be because your parents were only cousins and not siblings. Holy FCK. Everyone was crying with laughter. On my first date with a girl I met online, she explained mid-dinner how once upon a time she was giving her boyfriend head the night after a party and could taste lady juice. She therefore deduced he was cheating on her and dumped him mid-blowjob. Somehow we still ended up having sex. Single male brain decision making baffles me sometimes. That's not weird. Based on that information, you know that she sucks dick and knows what a vagina tastes like. During sex with a one night stand you look like a serial killer when you make that face followed by oh come on. Don't let that turn you off. In an elevator with my friend, we're both college dudes, and on our way to the 4th floor. The elevator opens on the 2nd floor and 3 girls get in. One of them says oh boy. Alone with 3 hot girls with nowhere to go? Bet this is a dream come true for you guys. Classic thirsty freshman girls. Should have said I only see 2 hot girls then casually left at the next stop. Your fly's down. You need help fixing that? On the bus. Edit. This was on public transit. I was dirty as hell from work and she wasn't that cute. I got a little drunk at the bar while talking with a woman I had just met. One thing led to another and we were back at my place bumping uglies. Everything was going fine until she said I don't believe in soulmates but I do believe there is one dick made for one PSSY and yours is made for mine. Followed by please be real. Is this happening? Please be happening. I hope this is real, needless to say that freaked me out. Edit. I failed to mention while walking to my apartment she said you don't know I'm not a murderer and proceeded to fake push me in front of a Jeep. My dick brain was working much harder than my logic brain after that. I don't know. I've had sex so good I questioned the reality of it all before. Nothing. When I asked my wife to marry me she froze for a few minutes. Eventually cried and said yes, but that silence lasted years in my head. Her brain was rebooting for married life. Stop staring at me. A bit late but anyway. I slept with a girl and after I pulled out, I was fairly pissed so didn't wrap up and explained to her I didn't want to risk getting he pregnant. She said, and I quote, "Oh don't worry. I was ARPed a few weeks ago so I can't get pregnant anyway." I had no idea what to say. I'm at the movies with my girlfriend. Standing out in the lobby. Another girl that I knew from years ago in school spots me from the distance and approaches us as she exclaims, "Oh my god. My name. Is that you?" I respond, "Yep." "Hi, her name. Is that your girlfriend?" "Yep." "You're still awkward." She then runs off to her movie and my girlfriend starts cracking up. Apparently she agreed. Calling me daddy during sex with a picture of her dead father staring at me on the wall. That's what dad would have wanted. Ah cute, how ah cute. I once had this girl legitimately say Huber Huber as we were getting down to it. I immediately laughed. She joined in. I took the piss out of her for about a week afterwards. Edit. Sorry guys. I'm British. To take the piss out of someone means to mock them. This has sort of been a weird awakening about how weird British slang is. I just realized that taking the piss out of someone is British for giving someone shitty. Edit. My goal here was to point out that the two phrases are parallel but different, removing waste in one and providing waste in the other. I do not think British people literally piss on one another as a matter of course. I was in the pool with my co-workers, lifeguard, and we were having chicken fights. One girl says to another girl, "Hey, get on Mr. Buzz's shoulders. He's tall." She responds, "Him. Ha 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 ha. Comma. And they played without me." IDKY she laughed. But I was very hurt. I've shared this before. But probably this one time I went down on a girl. She was really enjoying it. And she said it reminded her of something. Of course I ask, "What's that?" And she replies, "When my dad used to go down on me as a girl." Edit. For those asking. She looked kinda like a redhead Fiona Apple. With more weight from motherhood. But not thick. So yeah. I'd say she was hot. Edit 2. It saddens me that there are so many other people out there that experienced similar things. There are some truly horrible people out there. I would have noped into orbit. My aunt asked how much bigger my dick has gotten since I was a baby when she changed my diaper. I was at a bar. Seated. When this semi-cute hipster girl walks up and takes a seat on my lap. Puts her arms around my neck. And asks, "Are you Jewish?" No. Oh. Because I like your nose. I have kind of a big honker. But this wasn't the only time it's drawn attention. A drunken older woman once told me I had such a cute nose that she wanted to suck on it. Your dick tastes like ketchup and dogs are humans too. Like. In the one sentence? One time in college I was standing in the elevator in my dorm and this girl just stares at my feet and says, "You have really nice toes." I saw her in the elevator a couple weeks later and she says to me, "Hey, you're the guy with nice toes." Edit. Yes. I knew she was hitting on me. No. She wasn't hot. Edit 2. My toes are regular toes. They have a little bit of hair on them too. She wanted to get your attention by saying something unique. You can only FCK me in the ass because I want to be a virgin until I'm married. A really weird way to lose my virginity. The wonderful poop hole loophole. In the middle of making out. Pull my hair. I'm sturdy. Nothing says seduction like a woman referring to herself as sturdy. For the first time in all my years on Reddit, I finally have the best possible response for an AskReddit thread. During college I was invited to my friend's room to drink with her and her new roommate. After a few shots we started playing this game FU with some cards. The roommate kept hitting me with her FCK subliminary, so it was obvious what was about to transpire. My friend left her room and we immediately get down to business. After around 5 thrusts she goes, "Stop, stop, stop." I was worried and replied, "What?" "I will remember this till the day I die." She replies, "You're a Republican. Right? Because I can't have sex with any liberals." I looked her straight in the eye and said, "I f***ing love Ronald Reagan." Edit. Obligatory thanks for gold, kind stranger. Seriously though. I'm glad you all got a nice laugh. Merry Christmas. Reddit. Edit 2. For those of you asking about the FU game. Google FCKU pyramid. The last time I was fingered on the bed. I shitty all over the place. Needless to say I stayed away from the chocolate starfish. I had a woman tell me that I had pretty eyes. And she said she wished she could cut them out and make them her own. I didn't know if she meant to put in her head somehow keep a souvenir. She didn't sound like she was joking or anything. I smiled and kind of giggled and went on. This happened when I was 12. Edit. This is apparently more common than I thought, and that's kind of scary. We're gonna have a baby, babe. After having unprotected sex the first time. You gotta wrap it before you slap it. Man. That's like health class 101. Have you thought about getting a nose job? Asterisk. Have you thought about walking home? I was trying to think of what a nose job could be. But I remembered there's plastic surgery. Once. After a lonely and drunk night at the bar in which I went home alone. I made an OkCupid account. I made my profile picture one of my cuddling with a baby elephant. Then passed the FCK out. I awoke to a raging hangover and a message in my inbox from a very large woman who had written out a list of things she wanted to do to me. Including, but not limited to, sticking that elephant's nose up my ass like a muppet and blowing air out my mouth like a foghorn. I deleted the account. The account was likely fake and owned by a guy who uses Reddit. Have you ever RP'd someone before? This was immediately after 100% consensual sex. Because you're really good at it. She grabbed my dick and said, I can't wait to be inside you. She was role-playing as your penis. I think. I was in college at a party. I started a conversation with this girl and after 5 minutes she said, you're a guy I would marry. Not date in college. Thanks, I guess. By then a smarter girl will have snagged me. I wear a spinal brace. This happened on Halloween. I like that you're wearing that. What? I like that you're wearing that. Do you know what it is? No. But I like that you're wearing it. Okay. Thanks. Her boyfriend came over to my table after a while and apologized. Saying she was drunk and thought it was somehow related to Nintendo. Lol, she thought you were R.O.B. Nintendo loves some weird peripherals. I could see the Spinner Boy 2000 being a real thing. I don't need smart, handsome or funny man. I just need you. That's okay. I like the date down too. Do you have a girlfriend? Proceeds to puke. She was hot. Age 13 or 14. My first GF and I were in my parents' hot tub and my very religious mother kept coming out to check on us like every 5 minutes. Being horny teenagers, I had my hand in between her thighs and slowly made my way in to finger her. I get my finger maybe 1 inch inside and she says, OMG, is that your penis? I was sitting next to her. So was it? While on a Tinder date, the girl asked me what her name was. My mind completely blanked. I managed to play it off as a joke for a few minutes and then check Tinder and remind myself of her name. I've never felt so uncomfortable in my life. Edit. My father, who is a terrible person, did manage to give me one valid piece of advice in life. This is it. When you meet someone for the first time and they introduce themselves, while you're shaking their hand, say, it is nice to meet you, Michelle. That way all the men will think you're alpha at FCK for calling them a woman's name and women will be awed by your complete disregard for their name. But seriously, just repeat their name as you meet them and it should help you a lot. I can't wait for you to meet my mom. Would it be weird if your kid called me mom? Apostrophe. Let me look through your phone to get to know you better. All of this from an internet hookup I didn't even hook up with. The first night we met. I was sitting alone at a bar around 10 PM on a Wednesday night. About 1 drink in. A drunk soccer mom sat down next to me and blurted out, I'm old enough to be your mom. Are you single? Full stop. She must have been mid-40s. I was 24. Nice. One day when wearing a pair of sandals, a girl who normally doesn't talk in my economics class looked down at my feet. Then at me and said, you have very vascular feet. Can I touch them? I said no, but she touched them anyways. I was skating at a roller rink and the place started closing up, so we all had to go home. As I was changing back into my shoes, a girl started hitting on me. She asked where I go to school and I replied truthfully. She replies back, "That's hot." I started getting weirded out, but it turns out she's homeschooled, so she doesn't really talk to guys much. Nothing. FCK. Does this mean girls never talk to me? Or I've had all positives? Comma, if you go out with me, I'd probably be able to stop taking my happy pills. Not only did I feel like shitty, I was held hostage at my locker until I said why. The reason is because she abused her happy pills and openly talked about taking more than she should to feel extra happy.